All right, now I'm live, I guess. So what my video is saying. But I don't know if I'm broadcasting out. I just will wait and see if somebody shows up and lets me know. Looks like I'm alive. All right, today's February 21st, 2020. It's Friday. And I just want to give another update on what's going on. I appreciate it, Anthony. Is it loud and clear? There's a delay here, so it's got to get used to it. All right, thanks, Anthony, and thanks, Juliet. Just want to create another broadcast this morning. Like I said, I'm learning new software, and it's just going to take a few more attempts to get it all smooth and running right. You know how it is when you're working with software. Sometimes it doesn't work as well as you like it to be. Anthony, I'm doing okay. Just trying to enjoy my day. Keeping up with this coronavirus. Keeping up with what's going on around the world. Okay, what I want to do is I got this this presentation I just developed, and I'm going to show this. So if you can give me some thumbs up, there's 4 people in here, and I appreciate it. It helps me out to get this broadcast to more people. But let me show you this presentation, and I'm going to go through it, and we'll see how this works. So I'm trying to share my screen, so just give me a second here. I knew that was going to happen. Hold on a second. Okay, can you see that screen, Anthony or Juliet? All right, you see it? All right, thank you. We'll just go through it. And hey, the first slides, we're going to talk about the CBI. Okay, good. Appreciate it, Daryl. Okay, first thing we're talking about is the CBI. They just published a report that they increased their foreign reserves last year in 2019, which is good. That means they were pretty economically stable last year in 2019. Despite of everything that's happening, you've got to remember, starting October 1st, they had the Iraqi protesters. So that's going to tag on to their economic, impact their economic activities. But it says here in this report that they increased their foreign reserves, and that's a good thing. But we got this thing coming up in 2020. We had the coronavirus. It just hit Iran, and Iraq is trying to shut their borders down and try to minimize any kind of, trying to mitigate any impact of the coronavirus into their country. I don't think they'll be able to do it. I think it's a little too late, but they can do something about stop it spreading in their country. And I'm talking about Iraq. Iran's already been hit. I think they've got like over 10 cases already in Qom, Qom, Qom. So we'll see what on that. And I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But let's go to the next slide. 2 U.S. soldiers were killed. Like I told you, that this is always going to be happening. But this has happened in Syria. So they're saying in the Bulgarian military.com that they're reporting that 2 U.S. soldiers were killed in Syria. But we haven't seen any kind of report in the U.S. media. I'm not saying this didn't happen or did happen. I'm just saying that's what they're reporting. So we've got to keep an eye out on what's happening there. All right. So there's a lot of disinformation that comes out of Iraq. So you just got to wait it out, see what happens, who's reporting it, and then make your best conclusion, your best analysis. All right. Right now, Alawi calls on the parliament vote next Monday, and we'll see what happens with that. It might go through, it might not. There's a lot of issues with that because it's Alawi guy. He is taking orders from Iran. He's not independent like the protesters want. And you see now how al-Sadr, the Shia cleric, is flip-flopping back and forth, supporting the protesters, then he's not supporting the protesters. He's taking orders from Iran. I'm sure they're paying him, lots of money and making him big promises to him. But that's what's happening. So we'll see what happens next Monday. Don't hold your breath. This might happen. It might not. Getting his cabinet installed. So we'll see what happens. This one's U.S. squeezes Iraq with cash delays and short waivers. What this is about is the Iranian-Iraq trade relationship between oil and gas and power. Now, in the past, they had Iran would every 120 days actually be a waiver from the United States involving the sanctions. So Iran would get a waiver, or Iraq would get a waiver to have oil and gas imported from Iran, and that was used to supply their Iraq's power grid, because they need these resources to keep the power on in Iraq. Well, the United States in the past would always say 120 days. 120 days before it expired again, and then they'd renew it again or make a decision what to do. Now the United States government has put out that we're not going to do 120 days anymore. We're going to do 45 days. 45 days now. So that's a pretty short time frame to make payments, move money, move resources. And so we're going to see what happens. So the United States government, you see what's happening. The United States government is putting the squeeze on Iraq. They want them to turn away from Iran, get away from Iran, stop dealing with them, trades and everything, get them out of your country. So that's what's happening right there. This guy right here, he's an Iraqi Shia militia leader, Iranian agent, Quaz Kazili. And he's saying in this video right here that he's going to, hey, hello, Sophia Della Rosa. Thank you for coming. So this militia leader right here, who's an Iranian agent, he's saying in this video that he's going to attack U.S. economic interests abroad, outside of Iraq. So that could be in Dubai, it could be in Syria, it could be Israel, Lebanon, wherever the U.S. forces, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Egypt, it could be anywhere. So he's going to start attacking our U.S. forces, and this is not going to be good. So he's just going to raise the no problem, Sophia. Appreciate it. So this guy right here is pretty dangerous, and because he's a Shia leader, he's a militia leader, and whatever he says, people blindly going to follow this guy. You pay him $1,000 a month, a fighter, $1,000 a month on the payroll, and they're going to do whatever they want. I mean, they're just going to follow this guy blindly, and it's not good. Right here, Iraq's outgoing government keeps mum on China impact. This is the previous prime minister. This is Alawi, or Mahdi. I'm sorry, Mahdi, the previous prime minister of Iraq, the one that quit on them, that left. All right, and he does. Remember, he went over to China to create this deal, and so we don't know what's in the deal. I'm sure the United States government knows what it is, but he's not letting the world know right now what it is. They're keeping it quiet. Now, look at what's happening in China with the coronavirus. Manufacturing has shut down, so they're not going to be doing a whole lot right now between Iraq and China. So it's going to be, touch and go right now, because they're going to see what happens. Because Iraq, they're getting ready to deal with the coronavirus themselves. So, and we don't want them moving towards China. But you got to understand, though, that China has a big oil operation inside of Iraq in the southern oil fields. So they got a foothold already. And Iraq has not given our American oil companies any contracts with ExxonMobil, Chevron, stuff like that. That's not been happening. So we'll see how this plays out. Now let's talk about the coronavirus. This little kitty cat right here, he's got a little mask on. And so we're dealing with this now for the duration. Iraq rejects rumors on closing the borders with Iran over virus outbreak. Just showing this disinformation. Iraq did close its borders down with Iran. This is a disinformation report right here is why I have it up there. But Iraq did shut down their border with Iran. They don't want that coronavirus in their country, in Iraq. One, they're not prepared for it. They don't have the equipment to try to mitigate this coronavirus inside of Iraq. They just don't have the capability to it. They'll try, but they really don't need this coronavirus inside of Iraq. And that's about it for this briefing. Here's my contact details, my email address. I always use to also ac@americancontractor.com too. So, but there's my Twitter handle, Contractor US, and my Facebook page. Appreciate you go to the Facebook page and like it. Haven't got really too much traction on it, but I appreciate you going to it. So with that, I'll open up with any questions. Is there any questions from anybody today? Any questions? All right. Let's see. Daryl Fleming, he says, could it be closer? Could it be closing the border a sign to stop Iran from carrying out dinars? Daryl, that's a great question. I mean, yeah, that would happen if they shut down their borders, but Iran would always. The Iranian government is very resourceful. They'll figure out a way to smuggle that Iraqi dinar, back to Iraq. But sometimes too, they don't need to smuggle the Iraqi dinar over. They already have banks. They have banks inside of Iraq. So what do banks do when one bank wants to talk to another bank or communicate with another bank? I don't know why I keep losing connection. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. I don't know why I keep losing the signal. I don't know why. All right. Any other questions? Hope Daryl answered your question. It shows I have nobody on here. All right, Leo. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm constantly on. Thanks, Anthony. But on my end, I keep shutting down. I have to restart this this web page. But do you have any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? I hope Rack does a good day today. Today's Friday. Today's their off day. And, Friday and Saturdays are off days, like Saturday and Sunday in the United States. So we'll just see what happens. Pretty much the reporting in Iraq on a Friday is pretty minimal. Yes, the media outside of Iraq, they're going to report the Facebook page name. I think it's American Contractor USA. Let me pull it up. Yeah, American Contractor USA. And I should do some lives on Facebook too, but I'm trying to master YouTube. But I appreciate you showing up here and listening to me. What I like to do is get some of my people that come on here and just add them, as them as a guest, and you just ask your question, and we just talk back and forth right here on this software. If anybody would do that. Leo, do you have any questions? Anthony, did you get my Facebook page name? Okay. It's American Contractor USA. Hey, hello, JB. Glad to see you again. But I'm going to try to do this live every day about 10 o'clock if I can. Depends on what happens. But I appreciate I'm not successful. What are you talking about, Anthony? Yeah, just go to facebook.com/American Contractor USA. Hey, Hazmi, just send me another email. Just send me another email, and I thought I answered you. Okay, if that's any more questions, we're going on 27 minutes. I appreciate all you guys and girls showing up to my live broadcast. I'll be on tomorrow, probably around 10 o'clock Central Time. 10 o'clock Central. Okay. If there's any more questions, thank you very much for showing up.